What? We is live for the first time on D Live. What? We is live for the first time on D Live. Oh. What? We is live. Okay, I had to cut that one out so it quits echoing. Hopefully that stops it. Alright. Yeah. So we're gonna do some. It's called This is the Police. And it starts off pretty damn quick. Bounce my mic up just a bit because I don't know about game audio. Seems about right.
Yeah, you got about a 45-second delay.
Well, that's not bad, I guess.
No.
Now let's see how well it actually streams with my setup already. Hopefully I don't have to change
Usually, before I go shaking my tits for the press, I like to go see how the professionals do it.
shaking my tits for the press.
Some might say the chief of police has no business in an institution like this, but in fact it's the quietest and safest place in town. You won't run into any reporters, nobody gets into any fights, nobody drinks too much, nobody even raises their voice. The place is owned by an elderly gentleman who knows how to keep things under control.
Audio, but there's nothing.
That's why I never invite my friends here. I wanted to make an exception for my 60th birthday, but most of my colleagues are young enough to be my sons, and they'd rather just hire prostitutes. Why stare at...
Can I mean, it should auto-detect it. Come on, game. You can do it.
Usually, before I go shaking my tits for the press, I like to go see how...
Can I add a source?
the professionals do it.
Ah, there we go. Hold on. We got this. Layout. Look at there. Look at there. I got it, bros. Gotcha. We'll just turn the auto detect off just in case it decides it wants to do its own stupid thing. Alright. Now let's do this.
Some might say the chief of police has no business in an institution like this, but in fact it's the quietest and safest place in town. You won't run into any reporters, nobody gets into any fights, nobody drinks too much, nobody even raises their voice. The place is owned...
How's it running?
So far so good.
Cool.
by an elderly gentleman who knows how to keep things under control. That's why I never invite my friends here. I wanted to make an exception for my 60th birthday, but most of my colleagues are young enough to be my sons, and they'd rather just hire prostitutes. Why stare at some boobs when you can take the whole package for yourself? But there's none of that in our club. Even looking too long is considered indecent. You can get an occasional glimpse, like by accident. The rest of the time you just pretend that you're immersed in conversation, or just come by for a drink.
I always accidentally...
Doesn't mean these gentlemen wouldn't want their bald heads smothered in tits. It's just that nobody says it out loud. My younger colleagues might call it hypocrisy, but I call it the good old-fashioned manners. Good manners and leave the rest unsaid. She agrees to unbutton her blouse, and we agree not to pay too much attention. The girls are on a quiet prowl, too. They're looking for a way out of their cramped rooms. Maybe make friends with some wealthy patron with a pacemaker and dentures. Everybody wants something. But we have to control ourselves, or we'll all turn into libertines and prostitutes. Hell, if there weren't any rules, I'd be belching and farting, jumping up on the table, arms held high, yelling, "Shake it, baby!"
Getting
Jittery?
staticky. Graphics is all messing up every now and then.
Let's see that. Alright. We're going to end the broadcast since I don't have anybody watching anyways. And yee. Dashboard, stream settings, keyframe intervals 2, warning. It's screen. Okay, I like it. I like it. It's looking good. So let's open the game. Round 2. Fight.
Usually, before I go shaking my tits for the press, I like to go see
Refresh.
how the professionals do it.
There we go.
Some might say the chief of police has no business in an institution like this, but in fact it's the quietest and safest place in town. You won't run into any reporters, nobody gets into any fights, nobody drinks too much, nobody even raises their voice. The place is owned by an elderly gentleman who knows how to keep things under control. That's why I never invite my friends here. I wanted to make an exception for my 60th birthday, but most of my colleagues are young enough to be my sons, and they'd rather just hire prostitutes. Why stare at some boobs when you can take the whole package for yourself? But there's none of that in our club. Even looking too long is considered indecent. You can get an occasional glimpse, like by accident. The rest of the time you just pretend that you're immersed in conversation, or just come by for a drink. Doesn't mean these gentlemen wouldn't want their bald heads smothered in tits. It's just that nobody says it out loud. My younger colleagues might call it hypocrisy, but I call it the good old-fashioned manners. Good manners and leave the rest unsaid. She agrees to unbutton her blouse, and we agree not to pay too much attention. The girls are on a quiet prowl, too. They're looking for a way out of their cramped rooms. Maybe make friends with some wealthy patron with a pacemaker and dentures. Everybody wants something.
Guy with the pension.
But we have to control ourselves, or we'll all turn into libertines and prostitutes. Hell, if there weren't any rules, I'd be belching and farting, jumping up on the table, arms held high, yelling, "Shake it, baby!"
Yeah. Shake it.
No idea how I got so barbaric.
Dexter. I will check out your channel as well. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. This one is good. Oh, I can use my controller with this game? That seems like a mouse and keyboard style game. We'll find out here in a minute. Turn the music down just a bit. Alright, let's start this. Why do I have a big mouse and a little mouse? It's weird, but okay. Freeburg Tribune, City Hall confirms rumors of Jack Boyd's resignation. Mayor Roger Sex Maniac. Okay. Guess I'm going to work. Crank it.
When I was a kid, my father sometimes told me at bedtime that if I closed my eyes and didn't open them for a long time, all the demons would blow away. Yesterday I turned 60, but I still take his advice. Not because I'm sentimental or want to keep the memory of my father alive. I just can't think of a better solution. To get away from all the demons that haunt Freeburg, I'd need to wear a blindfold 24/7. Plus, it's a good idea to act blind when talking to reporters. At least that's what my colleagues say. They're afraid of press conferences. But for me, it's more like a confessional. No matter what lies you tell, you're privately thinking the honest answers. It helps me remember who I am. The fact that I'll be reading all about it in the papers tomorrow is a small price to pay. Call it penance for the preacher.
All right.
This is the first time I'm afraid of those answers my mind has given me. Not because I'm mad I'm losing my job. Though it's true, I'm mad as hell.
Losing my job?
Not because I subconsciously blame everyone else. Though I damn sure do blame them. And don't even ask me what my next move is. I can't imagine. But even that doesn't scare me. The worst thing is, I know I'm going to have to do something. And I'll be damned if I know how far I'll go. I may have a lot of vices, but predictability isn't one of them.
Yeah, I'm unpredictable. Bruh. I want to post down the streaming channel.
I learned a long time ago how to drive away the swarming demons. But what do you do when they're trying to rip your soul from your skin? Shutting my eyes tight as I can. The best solution remains the same. Play blind. I just hope the reporters think I was blinded by the camera flash.
I'm old and I'm retiring or getting fired and I'm blind. Good morning. Yesterday, the mayor's office officially announced your resignation. Did this come as a surprise, or did you not know about it in advance? Or did you know about it in advance? Oh, okay. You know what? I would probably be an asshole. I've been expecting this bullshit. Mayor Rogers is a dishonorable, corrupt politician, and he's been waiting for an opportunity to get rid of me. Damn right. Do you already know the name of your successor? No, I do not. Of course not, and I don't think the mayor's office knows who it is either. Yeah. After the recent corruption scandal, your deputy Francis Kendrick said he was looking forward to resigning. If the mayor offered him your position, would that change his mind? Huh. Perhaps. Sounds possible if he thinks the new office would help him serve the city a little longer. Although Kendrick was acquitted, many still believe that the police are cooperating with the mafia. Do you have anything to say about this? I don't know actually. So, I never worked with the mafia, but I can't speak for every man and woman in the department. I can't follow all my employees around the clock. Yeah, pretty much. Do you think your personal relationship with the mayor could be the reason behind your retirement? Possibly. It's often difficult to say what guides policy decisions. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Thank you.
How's the back today, Mr. Boyd?
Same as usual.
How did the press conference go?
You can read about it in the newspapers tomorrow. Don't let anyone in.
Even Mr. Kendrick?
Especially Mr.
Yeah,
Kendrick.
Just want to drink in my office alone. Or pop some pills. Kind of looks like maybe Tylenol, ibuprofen, something like that. Yeah, nice cigar.
As soon as I heard the door creak, I knew what face I'd see. When I tell Emma not to let anyone in, there's only one man it could be. Rude, arrogant, no warning. That's Mayor Rogers in a nutshell. White summer shoes, white socks, white shorts, white polo shirt, and the white smile of a hungry shark. Mayor Rogers enters every room like he owns the place. Even the floorboards under his feet sound like they're creaking an apology. He never shied away from the odd corruption scheme. It's like the devil walks behind him. In the movies, the villains controlling the city play golf with the judges. Rogers plays tennis with them instead. That's about the only difference.
Jack, I was hoping to catch you after the press conference. You ran away so quick.
I didn't run. I slithered.
There's no smoking at City Hall. No reason for me to hang around.
Well, this morning I signed a ban on smoking in all public buildings. Soon you won't be able to smoke here either.
Oh, what a
Soon
dick.
enough, I won't be here at all.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. The people of this city like you, Jack. The police chief of all people.
They really like me.
Don't betray that, Jack. Don't get wrapped up in any schemes. Sit nice
Don't touch
and
my
quiet
boat.
for the next 180 days, and you'll be remembered as a hero. That's the only thing that you still have left. Be the hero.
Then how am I
excuse
supposed to
me?
scrape together a retirement fund?
You had a million chances to secure a luxury pension, one that even I would have envied, although I've never set aside any money for myself. I'm not planning to retire anytime soon. "180 days
Jerk.
of quiet, Jack. That's all I need. I don't have any problems with you, and you won't have any problems with me."
Bruh, you don't know who I am. You're about to have so much
I have a
shit.
new assistant, Troy Starr. If you have something to tell me, call him. But try not to bother him. He's a busy man.
I'll do my best.
And quit smoking up the office. One of my friends will be using it soon.
Oh, yeah, one of your friends. So, refreshing something on the outside real quick. Sorry about that, boys. Okay. Back to the game. Oh, it does pause now. Brown chicken, brown cow.
I'm sorry, babe. Only the mayor has this number. Mr. Mayor?
Call
Yeah,
her
is this
Chocolate
Troy
Thunder.
Star?
Yes?
Go fuck yourself, Troy Star.
That's right, go fuck yourself, because I'm trying to get fucked right now. Jeez. Next police chief could be one of the Boyd's subordinates. Francis Kendrick could be replaced by Jack Boyd. Cleanliness of the city streets increased by 20%. Alright. Is there anything else, like, I can't click anything over here? Back at it.
Cops don't use the police station cafeteria anymore. There's some kind of stigma against sitting shoulder to shoulder with your partners. Everybody just takes snacks from the machines or grabs a meal and hammers it down in the corner like a vulture on a corpse. The main thing? Don't look into anyone's eyes. Could be construed as an invitation to sit together. The only people
Wouldn't want
eating
that.
here are ghosts. My deputy, Francis Kendrick, he recently became one of those ghosts, the subject of one of the most devastating corruption scandals in the history of Freeburg. No evidence to support the accusations, but everyone knows Kendrick's days are numbered. I need that file I asked for. Needs
Now.
to be ready tonight. Francis didn't say anything, but I understood. Ghosts aren't supposed to talk. Besides, I got a feeling he was already finished.
He's a good man. Okay, would you like to receive tips about how the game works? Yeah, show me what you got. I'm a 6-year-old police chief, a few months away from retirement. I don't need anyone to tell me how to do my job. You know what? I like that one better. So, just click on people. Alright, well, Shift B. Alright, I'm just gonna start the day. I know what I'm doing. I got SWAT, bro? What the hell are you? Alright, let's see. No idea what I'm doing.
110B in progress.
Officers. Hit and run. Let's see.
311A in progress.
Fight. The last picture shows. Failed assignment. Oh no. Vendor escaped. Officer unarmed. Civilian killed. Oh no. Maybe I should have done the tutorial. But I'm old and senile. Leave me alone. Armed robbery. Yeah, Gucci and Kirby. Y'all got this. 3 teenagers, shotgun. I want to use SWAT. Why can't I use SWAT?
311A in progress.
Fight. Then YouTube. Old lady go. Doing something. Doing something.
412A in progress.
That's what I saw continue.
Got a situation here.
Vehicle in question is parked right outside the residence. This is promoting
FBI, open up!
surrounded, bitch! Offender caught, officers unarmed. Yeah, I did it.
311A complete.
Offender escaped, officer unarmed. Damn it. So they lose points by... See, I'd rather just learn how to do it as I go. Wait, now SWAT's available?
412A complete.
Vendor escaped, officers unharmed. Damn it. Alright. Yeah, throw SWAT out there. See, I would like to put SWAT out on that armed robbery, but I guess at the end of the day. Shift A. Shift B. Okay, so Shift A. Got it. Shift B is... Okay, so that's kind of like their... Gotcha. Well, you know what? How about you work tomorrow? And you work tomorrow. In the day. That's kind of an
Used to be, when I asked
playing.
Kendrick to stay late at the office, he liked to grumble and crack wise.
I'm thinking I should have done
Nowadays, he
this
doesn't
tutorial
have the strength for
now,
it.
but I got this.
Slumped shoulders, blank stare, wrinkled skin. The past few weeks, I don't hardly recognize my old friend. In his younger years, he reminded me of a gallant royal officer in an old Kipling story. Kendrick isn't just crumbling under the weight of the public pressure, but from the shame of it all. Internal Affairs raided the library he inherited from his grandfather, hoping they'd find buckets of cash stashed in the pages. Heard about the look on his face, the fearless policeman standing helpless in horror. I've known Francis for 30 years. The past 20 years he's played loose with the law. And I know that at a certain point every stolen dollar brings more misery than anything else.
Damn.
Probably sounds crazy, but I sympathize with the guy. What can I do? Your friends are your friends, and these are the waters we swim in.
Called all of the people on that list today. Now they know you're in business, so you could get a call from any of them. You don't need to worry about any of them. I've cleared them all.
And what kind of business are we talking here?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
It's nothing too serious, just like you asked. Should be just a few small favors. Payments will vary depending on the situation and who you're dealing with. How much
that's
you
what my
looking
money
to
was in the
earn?
top right-hand corner. Was for.
$500,000.
$500,000? Why not a whole million?
Because everybody wants to take $1 million. Figured I'd try something different.
$500,000 in
seem
180
shady or
days?
No.
Well, you could earn it all above board if you netted all the big fish and hit all your bonuses.
Never knew you for a fisherman.
Well, you never got into my business, and I'm not trying to get into yours. But be careful about bringing in any other cops. Sooner or later, they'll put the finger on you.
Well, don't touch me.
And one more thing, Jack. I remember what you said, but I should probably add one more name to that list. Christopher Sand.
Sand. Christopher G. Sand. Everyone knows the name, but few could tell you who he is. The old man stays away from the spotlight. Always
Like
wears
Batman.
old-fashioned jeans and knitted sweaters. Gives to charity. Rarely attends social events.
Like Batman.
An avid hunter, I hear. Even dabbles in poetry. You'd never guess he's the head of the oldest and most powerful gang in the city.
Like
Goes
Batman.
back as far as his great-grandfather. And Sand is strict about following the old rules. He rarely involves himself in commonplace murders and robberies. Hardly needs to intimidate anyone to get his point across. The people who work for him each have their sphere. They provide protection where needed, even work with the authorities when they want to make a deal. Meanwhile,
gotta
Sand
make
pulls
a
the
deal.
strings without getting his hands dirty. People sometimes mistake his quiet approach. A couple years ago, an arms dealer decided to expand its business without asking permission, and his whole family paid the price. In 4 weeks, Sand killed 31 people. Old men, women, even a few teenagers. And Sand's people made sure every paper reported it. Frank, I don't want to hear you say that name again.
Jack, please, listen to me. I'm in with these guys.
We agreed, Frank. That's not the kind of business I'm into. I don't go there. Never have, never will.
Damn right. Something tells me I'm gonna have to anyways. Checkpoint.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do one more day. And then, okay, this was gonna be a short stream just because I wanted to test out the game. See, my father's funeral's today. Can you relieve me so I can go to the burial? Yes, become tomorrow. Good thing I already. Okay, strikes. What's that mean? Oh, I can give somebody stripes. You get stripes. And oh, you know what? I'll give you some stripes. How about that? You came on your day off, and I don't know why I'm giving it to you. I don't even know what the fucking for. Start the day. Let's go. Choose a song to play. Billabong, don't you leave me here. Hey, you know what? Let's hear that one.
Q11 in progress.
Vandalism.
Don't you leave me
Birch
here.
and saw.
Don't you leave me here.
Labor market.
If you must go, sweet mama, please leave a dime for beer. Rooster crow and a hen ran around. She said, if you want my fricassee, you'll have to run me down.
In progress.
Vandalism. We're gonna do kind of the same thing. Proceed. Roy, you're gonna have to get out there, Roy. Gotta make a name for yourself.
I'm Alabama bound.
Q11 complete.
Alabama bound.
1210 in progress.
I followed you round.
Okay, Roy, this is your chance to shine. Go with Robbins. Anyway, go with Ben Doll.
Q11 complete.
Vandalism. Fender escaped. Sent 3 people after you. What the hell? Fender escaped. Sent 2 guys after you. What the hell? Am I doing this wrong? I gotta be doing this wrong. Again, I'll probably start it over tomorrow. Actually, tonight's stream was just a CFD live.
1210 complete.
Witness and mistaken retired officer Frank Nero. Right? Destroyed bouncers stuffed inside of us, including the N9 Birch, it's your job, bro. Or this one, because that's what I picked. Whatever. Whatever. There's some trumpets going. Roy's back.
1111
Good job over there,
in
Birch.
progress.
Drug sales. Roy, it's your time to shine. Take Stovall. He's really good. Sorry, Chief. One night I pulled in more cash than I earned in a month working at this job. I guess I'll just... Bruh! Bruh!
411 in progress.
Suicide threat. Thank you. Guess I can hire somebody else now. Labor market. Patricia, you're hired.
Officer on scene.
Drake
Looks
says,
like we have a
police were having
situation.
planned to see maybe putting animals for kids. Take them out of the ice. Witnesses carefully watch the stand. Cover up a raincoat and pretend to be an illicit customer. Do that one.
1111.
Yeah, caught him. Good job, Roy. See, you're making a name for yourself, Roy.
411.
Suicide threat. They killed themselves. Defender escaped. Officers unharmed. Somebody, what the hell? It's the day's over. You fucked up. You're working tomorrow. Alright. Well, this game is pretty entertaining. I think I'm gonna actually do the tutorial tomorrow, but like I said, this is more or less to try and get the live up and going. Thanks everybody who was watching. We'll get on earlier tomorrow and see if we can't get a good 2 hours, 3 hours in on this one and actually make this game work. But for tonight, yeah, that's gonna be it for me. We're gonna call it because I want to and I can. But hopefully, see y'all back out there tomorrow.